It is day 29 of Content Creator Burnout Recovery. I'm Angela Brown. I'm your host today, and I'm here to share with you my experience in recovering from burnout. Now, we are at the tail end of our time together. This is only a 30-day course, and my goal for you is that we took you from burnout all the way through to the other side. So hopefully we are now on the other side of burnout recovery. I know I myself am. Now, if you go over to lifelongproductions.com/burnout, I'm tracking my progress every single day from now through forever so that you can check and see exactly where I am in the journey and what happened and if I got off track and where I got off track and what I did to then bounce back. So I'm hoping that this is a recovery process for you, as well as kind of a chance to tap in and just get some emotional and mental and, support and encouragement if you need some support along your journey as a content creator. All right, a couple of things that I want to bring up to you today is now that we're on the other side of burnout recovery, now what? What happens now? The goal for us is to compartmentalize our lives and to make sure that we are balanced so that we don't get off kilter once again. Okay, so I want to create and share with you the pillar concept. It's a concept that I've used for many years in my business, and it's worked really, really well for me. The philosophy is this: if I have one pillar in my business and I build something on top of it, it will forever be a teeter-totter, right? Back and forth, ups and downs, highs and lows. But if we have multiple pillars in the business, we can create something that then builds a really sturdy foundation moving forward. Right? So there are a lot of pillars in our business. And instead of just really pinging on one and letting everything hang on that, we're going to create multiple pillars so that it will withstand the test of time. If something comes in and it blows over one of those pillars, one pillar will crumble, but everything else will stay intact. Right? If you only have one pillar and something blows it over, the whole kaleidoscope crumbles. Right? So what we want to do is we want to focus on multiple pillars. So what are those multiple pillars? The easy way I like to look at it is I like to look at it in terms of, how would you say, wellness. So let's look at wellness in terms of if we took one topic per month and we focused on it. The first focus, for example, could be financial wellness. So for one entire month, we talk about focusing on our finances, where we create a budget and we look at all of our accounting. And then we talked about this in our recovery process, right? We blew through these really fast. But what if you focused for a whole month on getting all of your accounting right, and you figured out how to price your services, and that you got paid for every job, and you stopped volunteering for jobs, right? That you got paid for the jobs you were doing. And then when the money came in, it goes inside QuickBooks, and then you have an accounting of where all the money went. And with QuickBooks, for example, you connect all of your credit cards and all of your bank accounts and all of the receivables and the money that goes out, and you're able to track everything. Because we determined already that once you start tracking your progress financially, then you know what money you're making and what money you need to earn. So financial wellness, we might spend an entire month of the year focusing on financial wellness. The next month might be something as cool and as interesting as, let's say, for example, physical wellness. So physical wellness, this could be like February, for example. If we were to start at the top of the year, you can start anywhere you like. But this is where we really got focused on compartmentalizing our health, where we focused on the hydration, getting plenty of sleep, exercising every day, and those things that we cannot pay someone else to do for us, right? We got to a point where we discovered we have to do those things for ourselves in order for us to be able to benefit from them. But if we focus for an entire month on getting our health right, and this last 30 days has been that month, we started getting up early and exercising and doing the intermittent fasting and staying hydrated and all of those things. When you feel good, then you can progress and you can think clearly and you can work and you can do all the things, right? So that might be a focus for us, but that is an entire pillar. So then the next pillar, for example, might be emotional wellness. And this is where we recognize that, hey, I'm running into burnout mode. And we recognize our emotions when we start to get angry. We talked about conflict resolution and resolving problems before they get blown out of control. And the purpose of us having control of our emotions is so that it doesn't torpedo our business. So what happens is this, and I want us to pay very close attention to this. If, for example, you get in a rift with someone and you start to get upset, what happens then is you get all blown out of proportion and you get angry and whatever. And so then you binge eat to make yourself feel better, which throws the physical wellness pillar out of whack. Then you don't sleep that night because you're all angry and upset, and that wrecks your emotional level, which is that pillar. And then that pillar crumbles down. Then you don't sleep well at night. So then the next morning, when you go into the creativity wellness pillar, it wrecks that. And so all the pillars are kind of linked together. We talked about the domino effect. If you will isolate and just pull that one domino out of the lineup, fix that one domino or that one pillar, and then slide it back in, it's not going to take down everything at once, right? So if we compartmentalize our pillars and we think in terms of, oh, wait a second, my financial pillar just went down. If we are aware it is just one pillar, we can pull that domino out of the lineup and we can work on that. And it's not going to take down our emotions and our physical and our social and all those different other pillars, right? So the other pillars for us to look at are our emotional wellness. Then we have intellectual wellness, where we engage in lifelong learning and we're learning something new every day. And we're participating in personal interests and doing hobbies, and we're challenging our mind and getting ourselves out of our comfort zone. We have our career wellness, where we go on a journey, if you will, to add new things to our business so that we don't have all of our eggs in one basket. This is where we go take additional courses that are going to teach us on how to be a better manager and how to run a business and how to hire employees and where to find employees and how to inspire them, and then how to outsource and how to delegate and how to invest. And there's a lot we have to learn in order to be a successful content creator. Nobody's expecting you to do it overnight, but it is something that needs to be a pillar by itself. If we don't have it as a pillar by itself and we don't dedicate ourselves to it, it's going to slip through the cracks, right? We don't want that to happen. The next one is spiritual wellness. We talked about, can God save us from burnout? I don't know if God can save us from burnout, but we love to believe in the possibility of what if. What if there was something bigger than ourselves? What if on a really tough day we had something or someone to pray to, that we accepted and welcomed divine intervention into our business model, that maybe there's a higher creativity that could encroach in our business and the way that we present our information so that we're channeling the highest version of ourselves at all times. What if that were a possibility? And let us take a look at that and let us focus on that and let us meditate on that and let us believe that there is something bigger than just ourselves. So it gives us power when we run out on our own. The next one is relationship wellness. What does that look like? And in a world where we need our families to believe in us and we need them to support us, we need to be able to navigate those relationships where maybe there's fighting, maybe there's angst, maybe there's jealousy, maybe there's fear. We have to overcome all of that. And that's going to be us being the adult in the room and helping to navigate those conversations so that it helps our business and it doesn't take down all the other pillars in a domino-like effect. I know. Cool, right? Then we have environmental wellness. This is something that we're all becoming keenly aware of. And this is paying close attention to the world around us. This is our one-use recyclables and getting a plastic container that you can reuse over and over and over again instead of single-use plastics. It's us throwing less stuff away, less grocery bags. Let's take our own grocery bags to the grocery store and recycle. Let's make sure that if we have fruits and vegetable peelings, that we do compost and that we put that stuff back into the earth. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can do that creates a less of a carbon footprint and it reduces landfill waste. Let's use less boxes and bags and cans and preservatives and all the things, right? Let's live a more natural, more healthy kind of life. So that's something that we can focus on. All right, then the next thing is the cultural wellness. Cultural wellness is embracing diversity, learning about different people, different cultures, different beliefs, different values. And this is a really fun one for us right now because our world has approached a time where there is a lot of diversity And so for us to be willing to accept that and to learn about it and to be open-minded means being more encompassing and more inclusive to our audiences that come to us for solutions and suggestions, right? So we want to make sure that we understand what is happening in the world around us so that we can be a participant and we can assist others in their journey getting from point A to point B. If you look at people, at the core of people, who people really are, we'll find a couple of key things. Everybody wants security. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be recognized. Everybody wants to feel safe. And so at the core of that, we all want the same things. It's easy to poke fights with people and to say, you're different from me. But at the root of what we're working towards, we all want the same things. So let's focus on what we have in common and not what we have that separates us. All right. The next one that we want to take a look at is our lifestyle. Life is so beautiful and there is so much to pursue. And if we will get out of our comfort zones and we will try new foods and we will go to new places and we will experiment with new things. This might be that you might, I don't know, take up salsa dancing. You're like, I would never do that in a million years. Maybe you learn to play the violin when you don't even think you're musically inclined. I'm going to encourage you to try new things you've never done before, hobbies you've never had, go places you've never gone, look at art you've never enjoyed, listen to music you've never enjoyed. The world is so robust with amazing things. And one little tiny thing that is outside your comfort zone can trigger a whole new line of creativity that you may not have even thought of. Just opening that door, you might see into a world you never knew existed because for some reason you just kind of blocked it out because that wasn't you, right? So explore new things. It's part of lifestyle. All right, so if we will keep all of these pillars separate moving forward, it's going to not only reduce burnout, but it's going to keep us constantly creative. It's going to keep us constantly exploring the world around us. It's going to make us believe that anything is possible. And when we get trapped in a rut, we get trapped in our own little way of thinking, that's where burnout happens, because we've run the gamut of our creativity and we wake up and we don't know what else to create. We don't know what else to do. And everything that we're doing has come to a grinding halt and it doesn't work anymore, which is why we hit burnout. So if we're going to recover from burnout and we're going to move forward, it has to be a constant game of exploration. All right, I'm super excited that we had that conversation. All right, now for today, your assignment for today is find one thing that crosses your path. Stuff crosses your path all day, every day, whether it's a YouTube video or whether it's a song on the radio. I want you to stop and I want you to listen and go, whoa, this is outside my comfort zone. This is not me at all. And I'm going to stop for just a second and I'm going to explore it. All right, that's your assignment for today. All right, now, quick update on how I did over the last couple of days, because we've been talking about sleep. We've been talking about health and wellness. Sleep for me has become a new focus. I'm really focused now on getting a good night's sleep. And last night I got 6 hours and 36 minutes. So I'm really, really happy about the sleep that I've been getting at night just in the last week when I started really turning my focus to that. And we talk about exploring a little bit. This is something I've been exploring over the last 30 days. Can this help me recover from burnout and stay out of burnout? And the answer is yes, I think it can. So I'm really excited about that. All right, then the next thing is my hydration. How am I doing on my drinking? I'm doing fantastic. This is something I mastered early in the game. And this is drinking 110 to 112 ounces of water a day. And I actually have a water cooler inside my office. I brought a water cooler in here. It's a hot and cold water cooler. So I can make hot herb tea and I can also refill my water bottle at a whim. And so every time I get up to leave the room, either to go get a drink or to go to the bathroom or whatever, I see this water cooler. It reminds me to drink more water. So I don't know what you have to do, but do something that's visible to you. Like every time you look up from your desk, you see your water and you're like, oh yes, more water for me, right? Challenge yourself to stay hydrated, because creativity lives somewhere in that process of being hydrated and drinking enough water. All right, the next one is intermittent fasting. I am on a now a 48 hour fast, and I've learned that breaking up my fast and kind of juggling the hours will help keep my body in a rotating schedule where it's not fixed on one thing and it hits a plateau. So I'm shaking things up a little bit. And I ate an amazing salad last night with some of my new favorite ginger dressing. And it had all kinds of lettuce and tomatoes and squash and carrots and mushrooms and things that you normally wouldn't see in a salad, but it was delicious. And then that put me right in the tone for today, which is to kind of like take a breather and then go back to the fasting mode. And I exercise today like crazy. I think that's my next slide here coming up, which is really important for us. It's not. My next one is nourishment. So I ate a really healthy meal last night, loaded up my proteins so that I could go into a 48-hour fast. And that takes us to the exercise, which was swimming for me today. And I love the fact that when I got to the pool today, I was on my A game and I felt fantastic. And I was really ready to just kick it on as hard as I could and do a really severe kicking workout, still recovering from the knee surgery. And I feel like I'm doing 100% better. So I feel like my knee has recovered, but I want to strengthen my knee and really get back into shape. So I'm trying to tone my arms and tone my belly and my butt and my legs and my abs and all the things. And I feel like swimming is a really great workout for that. A really interesting thing happened in my workout this morning. And I think this is our next slide, which takes us to the moods and attitudes. I had a really great mood and attitude, and I know that that has helped me a lot. When I get to the content creator business progress, I want to go back for a second to what happened in the swimming pool this morning. So I'm in the swimming pool this morning and I'm working out. And again, we talked about giving me 14 hours of your week, and 1 hour of that a day is going to be where you unplug from the internet and social media and all the things. It's an hour of you. Instead of meditating, it's you unplugging and doing kind of like a workout meditation where you're working out with all out massive impact, but you're just alone with your thoughts. You're not listening to any radio. You're not listening to podcasts. You're not consuming information. You're creating it. So here I am in the swimming pool this morning, and I'm swimming, and we have the 2 children's books that I was telling you about. And I was trying to think what goes on the back cover of one of those books. And as I was swimming today, I wrote in my head the ad copy for the back of the book. Now, here's how it works. When you pick up a book, you look at the back, you look at the cover, you flip it over and look at the back. That determines whether or not you open the book and you purchase the book. Okay. So there's ad copy that goes on the back of the book, and it has to also pay off the title of the book and the content of the book. But it also has to speak to the audience that is buying the book. So this is a children's book. So the child is not buying the book. The parent is buying the book. The parent is the one with the money. So I have to write something that is compelling to the parent that is going to buy the book for their child, right? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So here I am swimming, and in my head, I'm saying, what can I write for the back of this book that then is going to make the parent want to buy? Now, my what do you say? My decision is based on what would I buy if I were the parent. So it has to be compelling to me that I would go, oh yes, this is good. I would buy this. So there I am, and I'm swimming, and I start phrasing in my head over and over and over what I want the back of the book to say. And then I got really excited because then I was like, I would buy that book. I would buy that book. This is really good. So then I got out of the pool and I run inside the locker room and I grab my smartphone out of my locker and I'm literally dictating it into my phone. And there's this lady over in the locker room. She's looking at me like, dude, you are crazy. And I got my swim cap on. I got my goggles on my head. I'm sitting there dictating the ad copy to a children's book in my phone in the locker room at the gym. Okay. So this is where I'm talking about. We're out of burnout recovery mode now. Our brain is working on all cylinders and we're using all of the resources available to us to process through that creative process. So when you have dismantled all of the stuff we're consuming that leads to burnout, what happens is you then start to create. And when you start to create, those creative juices just start flowing. So that's where we were today. All right, cool. The challenges for me, and that takes us to the next slide. The challenges for me today is today I got to wrap up those book number 1. So I said we've got 2 books. One will happen next week, but one has to happen this week because if we're going to make that Caldecott Award, which we have to apply for, we got to get the book into print and we've got to get it out to the librarians that are on the selection committee for that award. And we've got, I'm looking at my calendar here, we've got about 6 weeks deadline before they make that selection. So we got to hurry as fast as we can to get this book out to market and then get it out to the librarians for that selection committee. So we are like in high gear racing to get this done. All right, that takes me to our next slide, which is to follow me over at lifelongproductions.com/burnout. If you haven't followed me already, I'm Angela Brown. This is a content creator recovery burnout series. Lifelong Productions is sponsoring this. Lifelongproductions.com. They're helping content creators take their dreams and turn them into realities. So if you've come as far as you know how to go on your own, creating your dreams, then come join us because we have a whole team of people that are qualified to help you push you past the next level. So if you're trying to publish a book, if you're trying to start a podcast, if you're trying to start your YouTube channel, if you have a YouTube channel, but you don't know how to monetize it, lifelongproductions.com can help you. It's all about helping content creators monetize the work that you're doing to make a living at it so you can do what you really love because you do have a message. And what is our message for you? Our message is 2 things. Number 1, you matter. Your voice matters. If you have a message to share, we want to help you get it out. Number 2, you are enough. There's a whole lot of stuff out there in the world, and we believe that your message matters, okay? You matter. So don't give up on your dreams because if you're really close and you need a little push and you need a boost, come on over. We will help you. You matter and you are enough.